I'm Ed Highland, and this is ASH News TV. We begin our coverage with groundbreaking research a decade in the making. A closer look at two communities within ASH, those working on sickle cell disease and novel therapies for blood cancers. New, highly targeted treatment approaches for leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma. Having this many promising treatments being released at ASH 2015 in the same week is almost unprecedented in hematology.
The decades that we have funded with our tax dollars, the National Institutes of Health, are showing fruition now with these targeted therapies that are saving people's lives. And perhaps we may even speak of cure in a few years for CLL and multiple myeloma.
Also released today, practice-changing information for sickle cell disease.
The second study was a retrospective trial, but of 1,000 children and adults who have had myeloablative sibling donor transplants. And again, to be able to reiterate that this seems to be a safe and effective option for patients with sickle cell disease who are fortunate enough to have a matched sibling donor. Again, as a pediatric hematologist, I'm thrilled that I have a curative option that I can confidently recommend to families.
Also discussed, a new medication in early clinical trials was revealed, GBT440. Of course, right now, there is only one FDA-approved drug for sickle cell disease. Finally, results of the TWITCH study were shared. Researchers identified hydroxyurea as an alternative to transfusion in primary stroke prevention. Those same findings were presented again in the afternoon as part of the plenary scientific session, a major highlight of the ASH annual meeting. A total of 6 abstracts were discussed covering the full breadth of hematology. The presentations were carefully selected from a pool of thousands. One of the trials featured was the GRAL R2005 study, which explores a potential new use for rituximab, now found to be beneficial for adult ALL patients. Also revealed, a new drug still under investigation and development, midostaurin, may improve survival when added to chemotherapy in the treatment of newly diagnosed acute myeloid leukemia. For full information on all of the abstracts, pick up a copy of Monday's ASH News Daily. Attendees packed the room for this ASH Practice Partnership Lunch featuring a panel on new payment models for hematology. Presented with a model of bundled payments that is currently being used in stem cell transplantation, along with how to evaluate resource use and how that can be utilized to help control cost. A hematologist within the insurance industry also shared his insight. The chair of ASH's Committee on Practice says there is action for everyone to take.
I think it's very important for all hematologists to get involved in these issues, to speak to their legislators, to see about getting Congress to address these issues in a manner that's receptive to the real concerns of practicing physicians. I would encourage our members to follow the Committee on Practice's efforts. It's in the ASH Practice Update, which is available to members on the internet.
This year's ASH EHA Joint Symposium focused on how the field has advanced using genomic data to help the leukemia therapies in both the United States and in Europe. Leaders from each community presented their perspectives on the impact of genomes and how well each is incorporating the assessments of actionable results. The U.S. faces challenges with state-to-state regulatory issues with academic and community centers and for-profit groups developing genomics. Across the Atlantic, they are looking to standardize the methods they use, not only for one specific gene, but also for panel testing. Both agreed that, in many cases, we should work individually to come up with certain genomic solutions, but we also need to begin to work together, especially in these areas.
We need to do more and more meta-analyses where we combine our data. We need to do clinical trials where we bring all our patients together so that we can have large groups of patients that are separated into smaller groups for specific drugs. And we need to really increase the education of everyone everywhere so that all of us, whether we're doctors or nurses or patients or family members or researchers, understand genomics and how to use it. And that's our job as the hematology community.
The molecular background is getting more and more complicated. That means the patients are the patients, but their molecular background in the respective leukemia cells differs a lot. And we are looking forward, and there's a great companionship right now, together with the colleagues from the US and other countries as well, to combine not only our efforts on a meeting like that, but also to combine our knowledge and our data sets. It is possible in this world right now.
There's more ASH News TV to come. I'm Rachel Kopchak, and we'll be back with the latest from the exhibit floor in just a moment.
Looking beyond PI3K delta in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Bayer is committed to investigating the PI3K pathway and the role of specific isoforms in NHL.
Welcome back to ASH News TV. The exhibit hall is the place to see nearly 250 exhibitors showcasing their latest technology, research, products, and services. ASH is more than the annual meeting. Stop by the ASH booth to obtain the latest information on grants, awards, publications, educational materials, and ASH regional meetings available to hematologists around the world. You'll also find the product theaters in the exhibit hall, which feature exhibitor presentations on new research findings and products to small groups.
There'll be no tax credit, nobody naming a building after you just because you gave blood. For the most part, no donor knows who will receive their blood. No recipient knows who to thank. We give to help others. We give because it makes us human.
The celebration of Blood's 70th anniversary continues here at the special session, The Epic Story of Blood. Noted journalist Lawrence Hill presented the keynote address exploring the physical and metaphorical meaning of blood. Long-term ASH member Mark Kahn also discussed several key historical milestones in the evolution of human understanding of blood. The session ended with a sweet treat to celebrate the 70th anniversary, and you can have your picture taken in one of the photo stations to be superimposed on the blood cover. Each year, ASH recognizes several leaders in the hematology field for the significant strides they are making with their work. Here's a look at the recipients of the 2015 ASH Awards.
MPN heroes have made a real difference in the lives of people with myeloproliferative neoplasms, or MPNs. Insight Corporation is committed to recognizing the individuals and organizations who contribute to the MPN community. We are honored to recognize the 2015 MPN heroes who strive for more research, solutions, and help for those with MPNs. Learn more about the 2015 MPN heroes at Insight, booth 1527.